very Thursday, but that means my partner in crime, my co-host this morning, is Autumn Scott Hall. Good morning, Autumn.
Good morning.
Hey,
How are we today?
Great. Rainy days and Thursdays don't get us down.
No, because really, here's the deal.
Let's hear. Oh, I love the deal.
Here's the deal.
Let's hear
Rainy
the deal.
days mean more coffee.
Hey,
And
love
who
that.
can be-
Look at you.
I mean, who can be upset with a
Who
hot
could
cup
be?
of coffee?
I love that. Absolutely.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
So
The cloud did my coffee.
That's
Cloud
right.
Did my
And I
coffee.
sing it.
And I'm going to be at some situation. I'm going to just put this out there in the universe that I am going to be singing karaoke to you on that.
I love. Let's go do karaoke.
I would love that. And we
do
need to do that song.
I
Clouds in
love
my
that
coffee.
song. And then
Yeah.
there's another song I used to sing in karaoke all the time.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
That was. Have you
Maybe
ever?
it'll come to you.
Have you ever had those times where you're sitting there and you think of something and you're like, man, that really was a lifetime ago.
Oh,
The older I get, the more I understand some of those.
I know.
And so
Yo, just wait, baby. Just
Don't
around the
stop.
river bend.
just
More
around the
coming river bend. More coming around the river bend.
Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way because it's in front of me. Celebrity
love
Home Loans LLC, NMLS 227765. I got new contacts. See, NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, equal housing lender. Becky, speaking of houses, that's what I do.
Yeah.
But let's talk about last night's house.
Yes. Let me read the sponsors real quick. Hang
Read
on.
the sponsors, and we're moving on. Actually, we love our sponsors. They're
I know.
fabulous.
And speaking of contacts, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Dr. Black's Eye Associates.
Yes.
Let's segue right in there. Also, we have Walmart, Meadowview Healthcare Center, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Celebrity Home Loans in the house. Woo woo.
That's right.
And Fox Pearly Wealth Management. Okay.
Right around the corner from
Right around the corner. All right, just around the river bend. Okay.
Sometimes I walk
So-
by and wave.
So I heard the tone out last night,
Yes.
and it said a porch on fire. And now take it from there. So you're driving along.
So it was not a porch on fire; it was a porch blazing on fire.
So where were you coming from? Look at me having to know the details.
Yeah, I'll give them all to you. This is my excitement for the
I
night.
love the details.
So we had a wrestling meet in Silver Creek last night,
Oh wow.
and we let Max ride the bus home with his team. So we're on our way to get Max from the school. We're in front of the buses,
Right.
and so we're driving by, and I just glance out my window and I see fire. And so I'm like, Justin, I think something's on fire. You need to turn around.
Right.
And so, you have that little divot off of the highway. And so he's like, no, it's not. And I look back and I'm like, yes, it is. Turn around.
Yeah.
So he stopped,
Oh.
turned around. We went down Water Street. And yes, it was blazing. The porch was blazing on fire.
Wow.
So we actually got there right before Chad did. So we beat the cop in the fire department there, but it was blazing on fire. The whole porch, like the siding was already melted, the porch was engulfed. It
wow.
was a little scary.
No doubt. Well, okay, right there. Okay, I just want to put the reason I wanted felt like that was so important is because it's again, as citizens, see something, say something.
Yes,
You know,
because
right?
it was windy and
Yeah.
our concern. Of course, we were concerned about that house.
Yeah.
And is anybody in there or But also with the wind, it's like those houses are close together.
Yeah.
Well, and thankfully, some of the neighbors had started to come out, so it's like, okay, they're out of their
Oh,
houses, but easily.
Good. Oh, absolutely. And that's the
Flying
thing.
Ember.
Yeah. So big shout out to our fire department
Yes,
and our police department, and to be
Yep.
be first on the scene there like that. And I think it's so important for everybody to work together like that.
yes.
So hats off to you guys, but also hats off to our police department and our fire department
Yep.
for getting it out and for it not spreading, because like you said, it's easy to spread like that.
Yes, especially windy.
Windy
So
like that,
we,
yeah.
sat in the parking lot at school and we were
What a,
kind of watching it. But then
Yeah.
I saw the smoke and I said, "Oh, there's no more smoke. They got
they got
it
yeah,
out."
yeah.
So
What a
they did get
blessing,
it
yeah.
out very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
But
definitely. Well, that was a
kids
little
were
bit of a
little traumatized. Like,
Well, I bet. Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. Well, and then there's so many things that go into it when a fire, when it's a house fire. Are there people inside? Which there was. They
yeah,
got out.
there were people inside.
They
They
got
did
out.
get out, thankfully.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
did a good thing, Autumn.
thanks.
You did. You did, and you didn't even realize it. You did it just because.
Well, my mom is a volunteer firefighter,
Oh.
and she has been most
I love that.
and even my dad, they're I don't know, is it Franklin Township maybe is
Yeah.
who they're with,
Yeah.
but she was a part of Pierce Polk for a long time, so we kind of grew up around that, and but even just be a good citizen. You're right.
Yeah.
if you see something, do not think somebody else is going to call this.
Exactly.
Take action.
Absolutely.
Because I've lost a house to a fire.
Oh.
Like I have been, I hate the word victim, but I have lived that.
No.
And I'd rather have 10 people call it in than somebody think, oh, somebody else will do it.
Exactly.
I don't have to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because that can be devastating.
Right.
And I kind of wanted to drive by this morning, but I think it was contained to the porch. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
There's no, don't put any stock in that.
Yeah. But I think they did. Yeah. And again, that goes to our wonderful fire department.
Yes.
They
were very quickly responded.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
So,
well, I appreciate that report there. Yeah.
But I think too, as a side note, I don't think sometimes we take for granted the fact we live in Salem. We have low crime. But you know what? They face dangers. You know, like our police officers, our firefighters, they do put their lives on the line.
Yeah.
We may not be having shootouts, but
no.
They do.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, above and beyond. And you know, when I go to cover fires or something, you know, an event or something like that. I don't want to say event, but something horrible. I get chills. I mean, like it brings tears to my eyes to watch how professional they are.
Yeah.
They're just absolutely. And like when, you know, I'll never forget it's been years ago, but you know, they were coming out of the house trying to catch their breath. I mean, like going down, like they go down like to get their breath, you know, and it was just, I mean, it's just a lot to watch out. Yeah.
That was something I told Justin because he ran. Like, I mean, he ran and was. It was funny because he calls it the Rent-A-Center knock, but you know, they like he's banging on the door.
Wait, I've not heard of this.
The Rent-A-Center, you know, because he does rent to own, and we don't pay really good, you know. So, but he's like banging on the door. He's like, I gave him my Rent-A-Center knock, and
that's hilarious.
You know, but I was like, wow, I'm, you know,
definitely.
So
well, good.
But everybody's safe, and that's important.
That's exactly right. Absolutely.
So, it just makes me thankful for the county we live in.
I agree. 100%.
You know, even this morning, I'm switching gears. I know we have special days, but this morning, you know, it's raining.
Yeah.
Mrs. Lawyer is out in the parking lot with an umbrella. She comes to my vehicle, ducklings my kids around her, and walks them. She's like, it's Thursday, and walks them across. I didn't even have to walk them across. She protects them from the rain. I just left the school thinking, you know what,
what a blessing.
We have a great
I'm so glad you brought that up. Yeah, that is awesome.
I mean, great staff, those ladies and gentlemen, they stand out there all day. Mm-hmm. And it really, like yesterday, Mr. Rippey was out there, and like Nick saw him, could not wait to get out of the vehicle. Aww. I want to go see Mr. Rippey. You know, and it's like, I'm so thankful we have staff and teachers who genuinely love our kids.
I agree.
Because kids are brutal.
Yeah.
They don't pretend to like people.
No,
they don't.
No.
And like like I can tell who's out there because I can tell which kid's getting excited because their favorite teacher's standing out there.
I love that.
And it's like, you know, that was a huge blessing to me today that you just took that across for me.
Anybody with an umbrella helping you out today, so
well, but you know, it's Thursday, so you know, I'm usually the tuck and roll mom on Thursday, so I'm not
late.
True.
Yeah, right.
And so they know that.
Well, hats off, Miss Lawyer. Look at that.
I'm
not
my normal talkative self on Thursday
morning. So I love that.
So I was just very thankful for that.
Yeah. And we both have green on today. Look at us.
Do.
You know, I always think green like spring and just start right. Isn't that true?
Yeah, I'm ushering it in.
Yes. Yeah, I love green. And look at us. We both are sporting green today.
I gotta remember wear this on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do.
Well, because you don't want to be pinched, Yeah,
and it's bright green. It's my leprechaun shirt.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I'll say is I think it looks good, and I think definitely we start thinking spring, and
I'm summoning the leprechauns.
I know. Come ahead, yeah. Every year, you know, all 6 of my girls had Miss Ralston.
Okay, yeah.
Wonderful, loved her class. And we always had to build a leprechaun trap. That was the funnest thing to do with the girls. You know what I mean? You talk about fun projects. The leprechaun trap.
I love those hands-on projects.
I know. So much fun. We built like little like water, like, you know, little water areas, and it was so much fun. Yeah. So it's a fun thing. So I always think of leprechauns in that. All right, today is the 17th day of February. Wow. Isn't that crazy?
1 month. Speaking of leprechauns, 1 month from St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. And a month and a day from my birthday.
When's your birthday? Are you a March baby?
I'm the 18th. So I think my thought is I've never actually heard the story of this, but because my mom passed away when I was younger, and I didn't ask. But I wish I'd got my birth story, which maybe I wouldn't have wanted to hear, maybe. But I always think that my mom was out and about on the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, and then all of a sudden I came later on the 18th.
You could have been Electron.
I possibly could be.
I am March 29th.
Look at us.
I'm also March, baby.
Strong on the Pisces there. Look at that. Or you go into Aries. I knew you did. Yeah.
Yeah. Aries.
It just switches right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But right they say you can kind of lean both ways. You know, when you're
I'm
that
very
close.
much an Aries.
Are you that much? Okay. All right. I'm very much a Pisces. I love water. I love,
I do enjoy water, but I also love fire.
Do you?
I do.
All right. I don't. Well, I like if it's a fire pit or what do you call it?
Oh, yes. I don't enjoy blazing fires.
Yeah. No. Let's clarify that.
Not blazing fires.
If it's like a marshmallow roast.
Yes. Bonfire night.
Yeah. I do like that.
I did get my electric, speaking of fires.
Yeah.
You know, this is really good for my ADD. I can just jump.
Yeah, I know. We do that.
So I did get the electric fireplace insert put in.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. So we did get that done.
Yay. Nice. Well, I thought you were on the fence of not getting it done.
Well, I was, and that's why I'm updating you.
Yeah. So you switched. Switch gears. You did not call me and tell me this.
Well, I forgot. So
if I was asked the question, I would have said no. She's not going to do it.
Well, I think we're going to leave the downstairs one wood, maybe.
Why not have a little bit of
why not have both?
Yeah,
the way my chimney is, it's split anyway, so why not?
Yeah,
let's do both. And I already had the insert, and here's the honest truth, because it's my bedroom.
Yeah.
And so it was nice when we had all that ice and thought,
just keep saying one more time that you have a fireplace in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay, just please, one more time.
One more time in my bedroom, it's a fireplace, and it was nice when we had all that ice.
I don't usually get jealous, but I might be a little jealous of that. Okay, go ahead.
Well, you won't be jealous after you hear this. So we lit the fire, and I thought, worst case, kids can sleep on my floor. My room smelled like fire for a couple days, like that campfire smell.
Oh, I love that. No,
I do not love that.
See, I would be over the moon.
That's what turned me.
No, see it. Okay, but that makes me. That would make me full throttle. I love that smell. I do.
Not on my clothes and on my not when I'm trying to sleep, because when you're trying to sleep, then it's something on fire, and then you have that. Again, I've had a house fire.
Oh well, yeah.
So then it's is there something on fire?
Yeah.
And I can't do it in my bedroom. We switched to electric. But I thought if we do it downstairs, then that will be the theater room downstairs. So then it's I can shut the door. I don't sleep in there.
There you go.
So we might keep it down there.
Well, there you go. You got options.
I do.
Autumn, you could play this so many different ways.
Thanks
so many options. Yeah, there you go. So many.
So there's the update. It's electric in my bedroom.
Look at that. It's electric. Now I got that song. It's electric. All right, the 17th day of February today is Champion Crab Races Day. Have you ever seen a crab race?
No, but I have seen a crab.
Yeah.
And I have seen a race, so I can put the two together.
Right. My Way Day. I did it my way. There we go.
Song.
Ooh, National Cabbage Day. You like cabbage?
I do like cabbage.
I do too.
Have you heard that if you had to name your kid what you craved while you were pregnant, what would your kid's name be?
Oh my gosh.
Have you heard that? Have you seen that?
I guess I haven't, no.
Yeah. So Max, when I was pregnant with him, I ate coleslaw every day.
Oh, wow.
And bean cherries, not together though.
Okay, not
together. So he would have, as I thought of that, he would have either been cold or he would have been beaten, one of the two. And he ended up being Maximus. So
that's hilarious.
I crave coleslaw with him.
Yeah. And his name is Maximus.
Maximus.
Legally. I love that.
Legally Maximus Eugene Hall. Yes.
Love that, Maximus. Love that. All right, National Cabbage Day, which I've seen where they take the cabbage and actually slice it and it looks like bread, like keto, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of put it in the air fryer for a little while. You season it.
No, and I've seen them do steaks.
Okay.
Like cabbage steaks.
Yeah. I've seen it it's like a bread, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
Use it and then you put your toppings on top. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. National Cafe Latte Day. There you go.
I do love a cafe
latte day. There we go. National Indian Pudding Day. It's like a yellow. I've had it before. It's like a yellow. It's almost like a tapioca. It's got the texture to it like that. Yeah. National PTA Founders Day. The day my mama socked it to the Harper Valley PTEA.
That's one of the songs that, my stepmother used to sing at karaoke.
Oh, did she really? I love that. Let's see, National Public Science Day. Yay for science. Love that. Oh, here we go. Random Act of Kindness Day.
Please do a random act.
I love random acts of
kindness.
I do too. And I like it whenever you just do it and you don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. Just do it.
Well, really, if you think about it, that's what makes the world go round.
Yeah.
Nobody wants, I love sweet stories just like the next person, but it's not, it kind of loses.
Let me tell you a sweet story.
Yeah. Let me tell you a sweet story.
Becky's had too many cake and peanut M&Ms this week. Valentine's Day.
But it does bother me when, you do it yourself. You do something nice, but you're broadcasting it yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That bothers me because then it seems self-serving.
Right.
It's let somebody else. I have a sign on my office wall. It says, "Work hard in silence. Let success be your noise."
Love that.
And that is something, even you think about sports, and my kids are in sports, and it's no, you practice hard, and then when you have a game or you have a meet, that's what speaks of your practice. That's what speaks of your dedication.
There you go.
I don't need, I've even kind of gone back and forth with, actually I stink at social media, but I don't even really post all my closing pictures because it's it just seems self-serving sometimes.
Well, and sometimes the person might want to be the one that does it. You know what I mean? Or maybe they're not ready to tell it yet. Maybe they're wanting to get moved in a little bit more or get a little more right. Maybe they haven't. I mean, that's something I guess I have to get that too. I get that too. Yeah.
Or if I'm going to give somebody $20 because they're on the corner, I don't need to put that on my social media.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it.
So I'm all about random acts of kindness. Go be kind.
Absolutely.
Just be kind.
Yeah, 100% on that. Yeah. Who shall I be day?
You can be anybody you want to be.
There you go. Absolutely.
Look at Barbie. She had 150,000 careers.
Look at all her shoes.
I know. She has to have a shoe for every job.
You better believe it. That girl.
But more importantly, what's your character on that? Be who you want to be, but have a good character.
Yeah, absolutely. World Human Spirit Day. Love that. All right. Very good. This is Take Your Family to School Week. Look at you. You took your family, dropped them off.
I take my family every day, tuck and roll. I do love the school posted.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got to throw this out there real fast. Because if you take your kids to school, the school pickup line is always a nightmare.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard. It's very difficult. There's not one. There's no good one. I just want to throw that out there. Okay?
I don't know. Ours. I feel like ours is smooth. Has smoothed out.
Okay.
The biggest thing is the gaps. We have the gaps. We have the, And I'm a tuck and roll parent. If I'm going through the line, you tuck and you roll. That's how it is.
You mean?
Because you can park and walk your kids over, or you can, and I do that because I talk.
So you're saying that if you are doing the line tuck and roll, then you need to go with it.
Yeah, you don't get out of your van and hug and kiss your kid goodbye and put on their backpack. And no, if you're gonna do that, you park.
Yeah,
that's the rule. That's the general common sense rule.
Okay.
So we had a delay. We had the delay. Because there's also room for grace.
Room for grace.
There's room for grace.
Grace, yes, absolutely.
And I'm pretty
not
sure.
Not only just at the table.
Yes, I'm pretty sure this was probably a grandparent who does not do the kid pickup line. Probably picking up the slack.
Needs a whole pass on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and you could tell. Here's how you could tell. She came in with the buses.
Love that. There you go. Why not? You know what I mean? Hey, it was a parade. You know what I mean? I know. I mean, it doesn't say she, didn't, we're going to do this right.
And very rarely do I actually go through the line. Usually if I'm in a hurry or if there's nobody there.
Right.
So I, today, was going through the line.
Yeah.
And Grandma's coming through the bus line.
Yeah.
And, of course, I stop and I let her go. Because I know you're not supposed to be there.
I know. But
you know what? It's okay. It's okay.
You're doing it.
So I let her through and Clinton's like, thank you. Because I guess nobody else was letting her through. It was well, you're in the wrong spot. Where, kind of like when you merge on the expressway.
Merge!
You had 2 miles to merge. You're not cutting in front of me.
Right.
Yeah. So then she stops halfway. She doesn't even go all the way down. She stops like halfway.
Oh, she's really struggling.
She gets out.
Oh, she's trying.
She gets out. She walks around the van or her vehicle. She's standing in line helping her kids put on their backpacks and put on their and you know, for a brief moment I thought about getting angry.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped and I'm like, you know what? Grandma's trying to fill in the gaps.
Absolutely.
Let's not be angry.
Right.
Let's have some great. I mean, extra 2 minutes probably. Is it gonna really kill me?
Nope.
Is it worth losing
Nope.
my peace?
Nope.
You know, so.
And she knew her journey, and she was doing
She's doing her best.
Yeah.
I mean, like on it, and I've never seen her in the line before, so you know she's just filling in the gaps.
It was new, yeah.
But then I guess the school got a lot of calls about this, and so that afternoon they posted a, please remember if you're getting out. Well, and I appreciate that because
right, just a little reminder.
You know, we do have grace for those situations, and
Right.
then you do have the people who do it every day, and it's like just park.
Yeah.
Park and walk your kid.
Yeah.
And so the school pickup line, drop off line, every parent who does it, it's a love-hate relationship.
I don't think, because you don't watch movies, but they're Mr. Mom, and when he did it, the
Was
dad
that
did
Hulk
it, and
Hogan?
it was,
Mr. Mom, was that Hulk Hogan?
No, he played Batman. Michael Keaton.
No.
And anyway, he was taking the kids to school, and he hadn't done it, and the moms were like, "You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Yeah, you're doing it wrong."
It's because it is, and I'll tell you what, school moms are mean.
Well, we got a lot on. I think probably they just have a lot on their mind. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Really mean. You know, it's never the kids.
Yeah.
It's always the parents.
It's always the parents. Always.
And that's something.
Yeah.
You know, Justin had to get into the middle of a fight yesterday and break that up. And thankfully, no fits were flying. But it wasn't the kids; it was the parents.
Oh, I hate that.
And it's like, guys,
yeah,
be adults.
Yeah, be kind.
Be kind.
Yeah, be
Just
kind.
be kind to the grandma taking the kids.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
for sure.
Anyway,
good food for thought. Yeah.
Tuck and roll.
Love that. All right, real quick, and then we need to get. I got a bunch of things to ask you on finances too.
I love being asked questions.
Okay, but first of all, real quick, the best things to eat if you're hungry before bed, and these are good tips.
Parched corn.
Parched corn, exactly, absolutely, exactly. Number one, walnuts. They're filling and full of nutrients, and they might also help you sleep because they're loaded with melatonin.
Good with your brain too.
Yeah.
Walnuts have something in them that's good for your brain.
Chocolate covered nuts. They're okay too, but it has to be dark chocolate and not eat too many. There's caffeine in dark chocolate. So my peanut M&Ms. So in my peanut M&Ms, it's the week of love. This is the week of Valentine's Day. Okay.
Yeah, Valentine's Day was Monday.
Okay. Well, I've got cake. I've had peanut M&Ms. I've had turtles. Yeah, there's things. Yeah, there's been a lot going on. Okay.
Becky has no self-control.
No, these were gifts, and
no moderation.
When someone gives you a gift, you are to enjoy it, and it's been enjoyed. Okay. No, I hadn't moderated it. I've moderated all week. We're on Thursday.
Yeah,
I'm still going. I'm still. I'm still eating on
That's
all this.
good.
Yeah, I'm just.
Justin cleaned my house for me Monday. Cleaned our house. I mean, it's our house, but so I came home from work and the house was clean, and that was very nice. But we have 3 children, and so it didn't last. He's like, you can't even tell I cleaned.
No,
Welcome into my life.
No, it happens. Yeah. It takes 2 hours or whatever, or an hour or whatever to clean, and then 30 seconds to.
Yeah. So it's like I appreciate it, but this is welcome to my life.
Yeah, totally.
That's how I feel every day.
Number 3, the things to eat before you go to bed. A banana. It's another one that might help you sleep. Potassium is a natural muscle relaxant, and there's also a little bit of something in it that makes you relax. That's nice. A banana. Okay, number 4, Greek yogurt with berries and almonds. It helps you sleep by keeping the blood sugar balanced. There's protein in the yogurt, carbs in the berries, yes, and fat in the almonds, and these 3 things are good together.
It is good. And berries are low carb. So, I mean, they may have carbs, but they're not like super high carbs.
Well,
not berries.
Is it not? Okay, maybe it's
because berries are safe for keto.
Oh, okay. because some of these things are just like crazy, like you wouldn't think.
Bananas are
Bananas,
high carb.
Bananas are very high carb. Yeah.
But berries aren't too bad. I mean, unless you eat like a pint, which I could do.
Could do. Peanut butter. Put it on a rice cake, and get the all natural peanut butter, not loaded with extra sugar. So a big spoonful of Jif isn't that bad.
Oh.
There you go. If you can do like the big spoonful of peanut butter. Yeah.
We call those peanut butter spoons. And sometimes my kids just get those.
Those are so good.
Like if they don't have jelly, they don't like just peanut butter sandwiches. So I'm like, get a peanut butter spoon. It's like a peanut butter popsicle.
There you go.
Or like a,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
good
protein. Yeah. Speaking of berries, I have visited the White House 3 times, I think, and they always tell about the president, and I forget which president now. I just went blank. It's Thursday morning, rainy Thursday morning, but it's really a cool story. I did not remember this story, and every time I hear this, he actually was out. I guess I don't know if he was in battle or whatever, but he came home, and he was hungry, after all the riding and doing, and he eats this huge, eats all these cherries.
I need my strength.
Yeah, and his stomach cramps, and he dies from this. Yeah.
From cherries?
Yeah, from all of the cherries. It was more, I know, you're going to look it up.
I'm going to Google this,
Yeah.
President Death by Cherry.
Yeah, and I always think of that story. Yeah, it's like.
But was he allergic to cherries?
No, I don't think that's it was just too much, like your digestive system. It was too many cherries. Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. And every time I think of cherries now, I think of that, and I'm like,
I love cherries.
And cherries are so good for you. And for people that I don't have gout, but for the people that have gout, they say cherries are really good.
Here's what it is. I'll tell you.
Okay.
On July 9th of 1850, after only 16 months in office, President Taylor dies after a brief illness. The bacteria were most likely present in the water or milk that he drank, but others claim that he died of gastroenteritis caused by the highly acidic cherries combined with fresh milk.
Yeah, that's what he did. Milk and cherries. Yeah.
So do not eat cherries if you are drinking fresh milk. But we're pasteurized now, so that probably won't ever repeat itself.
But think if you had like a big glass of milk with a cherry pie.
Well, but the cherries were probably raw.
Yeah.
Now we cook everything, so I wonder if that would cancel it out.
But see, did you know that? I did not know that. No. That story just completely always just blows me away. I could not remember which president it was.
But it is because he had bacteria.
Yeah.
In his water or his milk, whatever he drank.
Yeah.
Or they're saying that.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Yeah.
So
there's really some really interesting facts that you just. I don't know. I don't think I heard of that. I don't think I did heard.
That's the first I heard of it.
Yeah. So I thought that was very interesting.
Don't drink raw milk with your cherries.
Yeah. Note to self.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or don't drink so many or eat so many. They said he just was. Yeah. I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love cherries. I don't love milk though. So.
Well, there you go.
But you think of like yogurt, cherry yogurt.
Yeah.
You would think that.
Well, I guess it was the quantity too. I think, I
don't know.
Yeah, I think the quantity that he ate too, so we understand.
Well, that's crazy.
Just interesting. Yeah, a little fun fact there.
Now you know.
So I always think of that when I think of cherries.
It's good for Monday's President's Day trivia.
I know.
You should pull that up on Monday. Who died by death of cherries?
By death of cherries.
Which president?
Yeah.
For your President's Day trivia.
Yeah. And it's kind of because they always say that George Washington, so like my dad used to always on President's Day always would bring me bring our family cherry pies, little cherry pies. They used to make little cherry pies.
You can still get them at Walmart. 50 cents a piece in a little box.
Okay, but these were a little different. Very similar to that. Yeah,
like the pie pockets.
Yeah, exactly.
You can still get those at the gas station.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, the little. Anyway, so we'd always get those on President's Day, the cherries.
I love that.
Yeah, so that was always cool. So fun.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The little hand pies.
Yeah, the little fun fact.
My grandpa used to buy those all the time. And he'd hide them and we'd hide them and eat them.
The one though I do want to, I'm going to switch gears for a second, but this is just something you've got to try. I promise. I don't get anything out of this selling this, but McDonald's has got the blueberry cream.
I have had that. I love a good cream pie.
Drop the microphone, right? Yeah.
And I like it mixed with the fruit. Like that's
Yeah.
because they have like the strawberry and the cherry ones too.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you just have to go with their seasonal.
What? Yeah. Anything? Yeah.
Because really, what is it? Cream cheese. Cream cheese in there with
Yeah. It's just so good. Okay, we're going to food always. Okay. So this is okay. Now listen to this one. Okay, this was on social media. Okay, so we're social media it, and is it true or is it fact or is it okay?
fact or fiction?
Yeah. This person said that anyone in the U.S. with credit card debt over $20,000 is eligible to get legally resolved. Even medical bills and personal loans qualify. It's not a bankruptcy loan or a loan. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
Okay.
Relief program that actually works.
So
2022.
let's talk about this.
Okay.
It's a good question. There are companies, as I'm spitting out my parched corn.
You're what?
There are companies that are debt consolidation companies. So you have Debt Relief USA is one, I believe. And I could be wrong on the name, and if so, that's okay. But you have some that say, hey, don't pay these bills. When they go into collection, you call us, we'll settle on your behalf, and then you just pay us. That will ruin your credit. Don't do that. I mean, that basically is just let everything charge off, and then we'll help you clean up your credit, and it will tank your credit. And then there are other debt relief companies, and they are legitimate companies. One that I know of is Apprizin, like that is a reputable company. And what they do is they are a company that says, hey, you are in over your head on your debt. We will work on your behalf. We will put you in a debt repayment plan. And a lot of times they will work with your creditor. So let's say you have a Home Depot card. They will call Home Depot and say, hey, Becky White is in our program for debt consolidation. She has a card with you. We're trying to get your balance paid. What can you do? And so a lot of times they will either drop all the interest. They'll say, okay, this is her balance. We won't do any interest going forward. Or they will say, hey, she's at 25% interest. We'll drop her to a 5% interest. And, that way it helps her get caught up. Now, usually when you do this, they will close those cards out. So you can't continue to use them. Like they're closed, they're frozen. Mm-hmm. And then what you do is you go on a 3-year or 5-year plan. And you pay Apprizin every month. And in your payment to them is like a $35 processing fee. And then they send your payments for you. So they are a true third party that will work on your behalf to take care of all this debt. They are legitimate. And it doesn't tank your credit per se because you're still paying your bills. But if you have a Home Depot card and you just say, hey, Home Depot, I'm done with this card. I want to cancel it. And can I just do a repayment plan? They're going to laugh because no, you agreed to the terms and the conditions and these are what it is. So you do almost need these third party groups to work on your behalf to get these paid off. So there is a little bit to that. It's not just a, hey, I don't want to pay you. Mm-hmm. And I always tell people, if you're going to do that, be cautious. Make sure it is a reputable. Make sure it is a reputable company. Yeah. And not one that's just, if they tell you, hey, just don't pay your bills and wait till it goes into charge off or wait till it goes into collection, they're not a reputable company. Right. And that's, that's something that even like with this company, with like I know with the Apprizin, they'll say, keep making your payments until we get this settled out. And so, yes, and I think you can do student loans, personal loans, credit cards. And I know like some companies, even if you're behind, like let's say you are 30 or 60 days late on a payment. Well, if I keep making payments, I'm going to get what's called a rolling 30. Like I'm still 30 days late, but if I don't actually catch that up, I'm always going to be 30 days late until I pay more. Whereas if you're using like an Apprizin, and I know there are others, Apprizin's the only one I really know by name. But they'll say, hey, after 3 payments, we'll bring you back to on time. Because at this time, even with this debt consolidation, those companies still report to your credit bureau. So you are still getting that credit rating from paying these. Now, there will be a note that says, hey, it's in a credit repair or a credit consolidation account. But if you catch it before things go late, it won't tank your credit because you're still making your payments. So yes, there are legitimate things out there.
Okay. So do you see them very often? Are you seeing
I actually refer people to some of them. If I get people in my office that it's like, okay, you're really behind, you need help. Because let's be real, and this is what I tell people, even like credit cards have high interest rates.
Mm-hmm.
Like even you're looking at anywhere from 16 to 32% on an interest rate on a credit card. And when you make your minimum payment of $25 on a $600 balance, you're not paying your principal. All you're doing is paying your interest. And that's why your balance never goes down. And so if you have 6, 7, 8 credit cards and you're just making the minimum payment, you're a hamster on a wheel. So if that's the case and you truly are trying to get out of debt, yeah, call one of them. Right. You know, now I know some of the terms on those are if you miss a month or you go late, you're done. Mm-hmm. Like there's not a grace period of, you know.
But if anyone has any like questions or looking for one, would you?
I will refer you to them because I can't speak for them. Like I know they're a legitimate company. Yeah. I can give you a general idea, but you can call and ask them. And
that's a great service.
And you know, sometimes they'll tell you this is not a program for you because. And here's the other side of that. It is not, if you're having trouble making your payments because you just don't have it, it may not work. Because let's say you're paying $600 a month in credit cards or in installment loans. You're paying those, and like we just said, that's just going to your interest. Your principal balance isn't going down. The difference is this company comes in and says, okay, you pay us that $600, then your principal is going down because we're applying it, but it's still the same amount of money per month. It's just the way it gets allotted onto your bills.
Wow.
So it's not like, yes, it is a debt relief, but it's not a don't pay your bills. It's not a forgiveness.
Right.
Like you still owe the money.
You're still, yeah, well, sure. Yeah.
So,
and I think that most people want to pay the money. I mean, that makes you feel good.
Yeah,
I mean, you've taken it out. You've signed it.
You've borrowed it.
Yeah.
And I have found that a lot of people don't mind paying what they owe. It's the interest.
Yeah.
You know, and I've had people, I've been paying on this bill for 10 years and my principal balance is down $200.
Yeah.
That's your interest.
It's the interest, yeah.
And even with mortgages, I tell people, they take their interest first. That is why you don't see a drastic reduction in your principal balance until probably year 15, 16.
Yeah.
Because if you're paying an $800 house payment, probably only $150 is going to your principal. The rest is interest. They pay their interest first, always.
Well, to make sure
always.
Well, because that covers them, make sure they get their interest. Yeah. Now, is that something that, and where are we at with interest rates? We've not asked lately.
They are up.
Are they up?
They are up. You're in between 4% and 5% right now.
Oh, wow.
2s and 3s are pretty gone.
That's still, just like Dennis would always say, that's still good.
That's still a good rate.
Yeah.
It's still lower than when I started in 2006. Because when I started in 2006, I was at 7, 8, 9%.
Wow.
You know, and so it seems so high because right now you have people who are buying their first-time home buyers and all they know are 2 and 3s.
Yeah.
They're like, well, my mom refinanced for 2%. Well, yeah, but ask your mom or your dad what their first house
payment was.
You know, what was their interest on their first house?
Sure.
So they are up. They're in between 4 and 5. And even loan amount, they're kind of getting hit on loan amounts too.
What does that mean?
Well, like I priced one out yesterday over a 700 credit score, but the loan amount was less than 100,000, and I got hit on the loan amount because now with the inflation of houses, you have investors who are like, I don't want to loan on 90,000 when I can do a 300,000.
Oh, wow.
So you kind of get hit. Some of them are kind of snubbing.
So what does that mean when you say, I don't know
that
your terminology?
That means that I can't, so we have par rates, And a par rate is, this is the rate I can give you, and you're not paying any discounts, because you can always buy your rate down. So like if somebody comes to me and says, I want a 3.5% interest rate, well, that's fine, but it's going to cost you X amount of money, you know? And I think for $8,000, I could have given a 2.375 yesterday. Like that's what, hey, I can give you a 2.375, but it will cost you $8,000 in discount.
Right.
And that does not go to me.
No.
That doesn't go to me. That goes to the investor.
I'm just not getting that. Yeah.
It doesn't go to celebrity. It doesn't go to me. It doesn't go to, So a par rate is, you're not paying anything and I'm not paying anything.
Okay.
I could not par them out. So the closest I could get was 4.125, so 4 1/8, and it was about $700 to get that, because of the loan amount.
So the people had to pay $700.
They
or would have.
In theory, yes.
In theory, yeah, okay.
In theory, yes. Now we can always kind of talk about that, and but yes, in theory,
very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, likewise, if you're like, hey, my par rate is 4%, but you need some help in closing costs, I can lock over par and then credit you that back to your closing. I can give you a credit to help with some of those if you need it. So, but yeah, rates are up. So I don't foresee seeing 2 or 3. Again.
But again, it's just like what we talk about all the time. It's what we look at what we do have instead of what we don't have.
Well, but
so you're not the two.
You need some higher rates to kind of help curb some of that inflation. That's, if you know anything about the rates, it's based on the stock market. You need that to help curb inflation. Our inflation is off the wall. I mean, I've literally watched milk go from $2.29 a gallon to $2.99.
Oh, I know. It just,
we have to balance it.
I don't think anybody, I mean, if you are breathing, you've realized.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have to balance it back out. And, that's how it goes. Especially with, wages are increasing too.
True.
It balances out.
True. Okay. So another one that simple way to build credit. Okay, true or false? Okay. With your tax refund, take $300 or $500 to your bank and ask for a secured credit card. Use the card to buy whatever you were going to buy with your refund. Pay the card down each month with your usual earnings. Don't max the card, but continue to use it instead of cash. Each month, pay for the few things that you buy anyway, like gas and groceries. After several months, the bank will unsecure the card and give you back $300. Your credit score will start going up. After a couple of years, it will be easier to make larger purchases without a cosigner.
So, for the most part, truth.
Okay.
We do encourage secured credit cards to build credit. A couple things in there I don't agree with, but it is, I can't really say it's wrong. I don't agree with it.
No.
Yes, Capital One has a secured card. Sometimes the bank does. I think PNC does have a secured credit card. I'm not sure, a lot of times they want to do secured loans. I know that banks will do secured loans. So yes, in essence, the way I explain that is you are borrowing your own money. But because they don't have a history of how you repay, you're taking the risk away from them. So let's say you do a $500 credit card. You are basically saying, here's $500. Can you please give me a line of credit? So if you go and you max that $500 out and you never make a payment, they've already got it. Mm-hmm. You've removed the risk. You're borrowing your own money back. That doesn't mean don't pay your bills.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't agree with go buy what you would normally buy with your refund. I always tell people don't spend more than $5, $10 on it. Like, yes, buy your gas, buy your groceries. I do agree with that. Get the things you would normally pay for. And then when that statement comes back, pay it off or pay it down to $1 or $2. That's what we want to see. I don't need you to be maxed out. If you have a $500 limit, and I have people who come in and they say, well, they tell me I had to use it all. No, you don't. Only put $10, $15 on it. Or if you do put $500 on it, turn around and pay that down. Because having a maxed out credit card can affect your score as much as a 30-day late payment.
Oh, wow.
And we have seen that. So don't max it out. Keep it under 10%. I prefer you keep it under 4%, actually. But after about 4 to 6 months, you will see it report to your credit score. You will see it generate a score. Now, the one thing that I'm not sure about is how you get your money back. That's something you need to check with them, because each person has a different. Some do it based on, hey, when you hit a certain credit score, we'll refund you. Some do it on after a year, we'll refund you. And a lot of times they don't cut you a check, they add it as a credit. So like they will put it as a credit on your card. So I always tell people double check with the servicer to see how they do that, because I don't know. But yes, a secured loan, a secure credit card, excellent way to build credit.
There you go. Okay.
Big fan.
Yeah. Well, I was just, but I think a lot of people would say tax refund. What's that?
Well, and I had heard, now I don't know how true this is, so again, this is gossip. I'm going to clarify, this is gossip. But I had heard that the government is trying to arrange things with tax returns so that you don't get a return. You're actually paying in the taxes for the year that you are supposed to be paying.
Uh-huh.
And then when it comes to filing your taxes, ideally you zero out so that they don't have all those refunds going back.
Oh.
Which it's like, well, if that's the case, then that's more money through the year.
Uh-huh.
You know, but yes. That's it.
But yeah. Because I know that, let me go back years ago. I remember people saying that people were using it like as a bank account, or they were using it as a, like that extra at the end. You know, almost like is that right? Am I using it
Like a
savings account? Yeah, like that. And then they would get that back at the end. And that's what they were trying to get away from doing that.
Yes.
I understood.
Because I
didn't
guess
want to do that.
they send out a lot of refunds. And I know there are times and I don't understand how all of it works, and I don't pretend to, but I know there have been times where it's like there are people who are getting back $10,000 and $15,000, and it's like you only make $25,000 a year. How are you getting back $10,000?
Yeah.
Like, how are you getting, like, I don't know how. I'm not a tax professional. I don't.
Which is a whole nother.
Which is, the nice side on tax returns, though, is we have a lot of people who, this is part of the reason this time is so busy, because that's what they're using for their down payment.
Oh.
Their tax refunds they're using for down payments. And it's a legitimate source. It is your money that you have overpaid on your taxes. It is a refund. It's a legitimate source. So I kind of wonder about that, because if they do away with that, then I see that kind of hurting people.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Wow. Very interesting.
Because I don't think a lot of people are disciplined enough to save it.
Well, that's why they used it as I couldn't think what you were trying to say there, but a savings account almost. Yeah, I've heard.
So
I mean, not over here. These are not anything that I don't have any. I don't even have a credit card, so I don't have a credit card myself. I know, and I know what's wrong with me. I know. I don't do any of that. I don't do any of this.
Again, I'm a big believer of it, and this is not a stab at you, it's just in general. So as you said that.
Yeah, it's okay.
If you cannot be disciplined and responsible, and hey, if I have a credit card, I'm going to use it, I'm going to max it out, don't get one.
Yeah.
Let credit work for you, do not work for it.
Yes.
And if it will put you in a position where it's going to make you a slave, and this is where I do agree with Dave Ramsey, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it. Do not be a master. If that's the case, go get a secured loan that it is a set monthly payment. This is what I can expect to pay. But if you can control your money and you can be the master of your money, and you can say, I have this card, but I'm only using it for gas. And I tell people, nobody has checkbook registers anymore. Get a checkbook register. You treat that credit card like a debit card, and when you use it, you pull out your checkbook register and you write it down and you take the money out.
Yeah.
And then when you get that bill, you've already accounted for it, pay it.
Yeah. Well, I think with the check writing, let's go back years ago. I mean, I know a lot of people were against it and knocked it, but I mean, you were accountable. And a lot of times,
writing checks.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of times, you wouldn't do something, or you'd pass on something because you didn't want to write the check. Things that maybe you didn't, impulse buying that you didn't need.
Here's the thing I've noticed. when you use a debit card or you use a check, it hurts immediately. It comes out of my account immediately. You can use a credit card and you don't feel that until you get the bill. And then after a month's worth of spending, you have $1,000 bill.
Yeah.
And I lost my debit card. So I'm speaking from personal experience.
You have to take a walk to the show and tell them.
Well, and Justin called me yesterday. He's like, I found your debit card. It was in the Jeep.
It's always after like 2 hours after you.
Well, no, yeah. I used it Monday at El Magway, and then I don't remember ever seeing it again. And it wasn't in my wallet, and I had to take the dog to the vet, and I didn't have it there, and so I waited, and I know nobody used it because I did look online, yeah. Nothing came out, but I thought, it's been a couple of days now. Usually I find it, and I looked everywhere that I thought that it was, yeah. And so I thought, I'm just going to cancel it. I probably lost it at the restaurant, and so I canceled it. And he called me yesterday. Oh, found it.
Yeah.
But because of that, I have been using a credit card.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't have a debit card. I don't have it. Like,
what's a woman to do?
So I got on there yesterday to pay the bill because I'm paying the bill.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and kind of, it goes with that balancing your checkbook. You don't realize what you spent. Now, in my defense, I did have a vet bill and some of these things.
Well, but I would take care of Fido. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Like, I probably wouldn't have gone there, and I probably wouldn't have gone there, and I probably wouldn't have spent that had it not been a credit card.
There you go.
Until I paid it off, and it's, it's fine. But that happens.
Sure. Yeah. It's just good information, you know what I mean? And I saw those couple things on different websites, and I thought, I wanted to see what, the truth is, because there's a lot out there. There's a lot of things out there.
And for the most part, those are two very solid advice.
Yeah.
Just again, and I cannot stress this enough, research. Do not take somebody's word. Don't take my word for it. Don't research it. Because that is, that you're responsible for you.
Exactly.
And the advice,
try to say that all the time. Yeah.
The advice that we give is just advice based on our experience and our knowledge. And you know what? Something could have changed from the last time I researched it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So,
well, and it's always good to keep in the know and you have to figure out what works best for you,
Yeah.
And
I am a big fan of low debt. I mean, but the reality is, and this is the reality, and it stinks, but it is the truth. You have to have credit in order to get credit.
Yeah.
Because of the way that the market is, there are very few lenders who will do a true no-score manual underwrite. Very few. USDA loans will still allow alternative credit because their rule is 3 trade lines for 12 months. You have to have 3 trade lines for 12 months. But if you only have a secured credit card that you've had for a year, I'm missing 2. Now, that 1 trade line will get me a score. But now we've got to find 2 other trade lines that you've been paying on every month so that I can prove that you can pay something. And if you don't have that, then your manual underwrite does no good. Go get something. And usually we can pull car insurance and usually cell phone bill. Those are the 2 big ones. But you have a lot of investors. I don't want to put my risk on something if I can't see you can repay.
Yeah.
And if you only have 1 credit card, you may have a 740 score, but that's only on 1 account. That doesn't show me you can budget and juggle. And that's the key. And it does stink because I have people who are angry. I'll have to go in debt to, buy a house.
Yeah.
Well, if you're smart and you manage your money, again, you let your credit work for you. You don't work for it. Just because you have a card doesn't mean you have to max it out. Just because you have, a loan doesn't mean that you don't have to have 5 loans. Don't go get 5, 6 loans. Give me at least 3. But just because you have it doesn't mean you have to utilize the whole thing. Go put your gas on it. Go, use it once a month. Pay it off. Use, even if you, And here's my thing, I tell people, you don't even have to use it monthly. Even if you use it every couple of months, something just to keep it active.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are inactive, some companies I've seen 6 months, some companies I've seen a year, some companies I've seen up to 2 years. If you don't use it, they will eventually close it out. I think it was my Kohl's card. I'm like, I got to know this from Credit Karma. Your score dropped. On my score, why did my score drop? Well, I got on there. They closed my Kohl's card because I hadn't used it in like 3 or 4 years.
So them closing that dropped your.
Yes, and here's why.
Okay, I remember something you were telling about this before.
I lost all that history. I've had my Kohl's card since I was like 18. Well, when they closed it, I lost 10 plus years of history. And so it shortened because your credit score is based on multiple things. Length of credit history is one of those things. Okay, so when they canceled that, then I lost that length of history and it lowered my score. Now, not enough that it's detrimental to me, not enough that it's not going to hinder me. So how
could you have handled that?
I could have went and used it to keep it active.
Okay, but let's say you're just done. I'm not going to do that.
Then you have to be okay with that. And that's where I was. It was like, it dropped my score, but because I have these other trade lines.
Would there have been something you could have done that,
used it? I could have used it, but I lost the history.
Yeah.
And that's, that's okay because I do have other cards and other trade lines
to bring it up
to help.
Yeah.
But instead of me having a 20-year history, now I may only have a 19-year history. Mm-hmm. So the longer you have it, the better it is. But for me, I'm never going to use that card again. I don't get hit as hard if they close it as if I close it.
Okay, because I remember that was the one you said that if you...
Yes, like one time...
You want to cut it up, you don't want to close it.
Right. And there was one time...
See, listen,
way to learn.
You can, grasshopper, you can.
You can learn. There was one time I closed like 7 cards. Like I paid them off. I closed them because I didn't, I was young and I didn't want to get caught back into that. And my score dropped over 100 points for closing those lines of credit.
Hello.
That was learning the hard way.
Yeah.
I don't recommend that, please. But they closed it. I think it dropped my score like 10 points.
Okay.
Which, it'll come back, but I'm not going to use that card anyway. So it's kind of one of those things, tit for tat. I have a couple more that will probably get closed out because I don't need them. I don't use them. I don't, whatever. So, and I have enough other trade lines, like between my, my house payment and my mortgage, I have my mortgage and my car and my other card. I have 3 trade lines, so if I want some, I'm okay anyway.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it. But,
I can't stop. I just have to.
Can't stop.
No, what did you just say? Tit for tat. I've not heard that for
tit for tat. Tit for tat.
Okay. I know. I don't even know if you had something you wanted to talk about. I don't even know.
Okay,
was that okay?
But
I have to tell you, these are okay. After hearing that, I've not heard that for a while. Okay, these are overused work phrases. Okay, all right. Number one. Okay, a new poll found out that 63% of us said it was off-putting when coworkers use office genre. Okay, genre.
Let's do it.
All right, let's see here.
I'm going to use every single one of these today.
Okay, 89% admit that they use the same words themselves to fit in and sound more professional. Okay, so I'm going to use today.
I don't pretend to be.
I'm going to use that. I think there's a joke about a cat. Okay, we're not going to go there. Okay, here, the people in the poll said the most overused workplace phrase is ASAP. I need that. Does Dennis ever say that to you? I need that ASAP.
ASAP?
ASAP, yeah.
I had a realtor one time say, I need this ASAP. And I think sometimes that puts like an urgency of, especially when it's abbreviated and it's all capital.
Yeah, and that's what it showed me.
Yeah. But, like, I know the realtor, so I kind of called and I was harassing them about it. I was like, what do you think? You want me to just drop everything I'm doing? Just bantering. I said as soon as possible. Like, if that's tomorrow, okay. Yeah. And it's like, I think people do see the capital letters and they think I need it now.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But sometimes it's like, well, it's as soon as possible. Like that's what it means. So get to me when you can.
Yeah.
So I think we take that. I think mentally we take that as right now. My anxiety does that.
I know. Okay, keep me in the loop. Oh, that's my.
I say that.
I say it all the time. Keep me in the loop.
Actually, I say keep me updated.
I think loop. Keep me in the loop. Keep me in the loop. Okay.
Okay.
Just checking in.
Yeah.
I want some of you. Yeah, and you every now and then will sound off funny text messages. And I really find that very happy, and I really wish you would, because I know you're.
I send you pictures
and silly. I know, and which I really enjoy that. Okay, I cannot tell you.
Note to self. I should have sent you a picture of the fire yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
But exactly. I was calling 911.
Yeah, you were kind of busy. You were kind of busy doing
saving lives.
Yeah.
Add that to my.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just okay. Team player. I do that all the time. Be a team player. Be a team player. Be a team player. I'm always on that one.
Have you ever heard that there's no I in team?
Yeah.
But there is in the a-hole.
Yes, I have heard that.
I'm all about being a team. But you know what? I will say this. That is part of our culture, if you will.
Yeah.
If you are not a team player, you don't fit in.
Yeah.
Because there's fun competition.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like in our office, and I love this, and I would not change it. I mean, because it's even corporate down. If you are not successful, I am not successful.
Absolutely.
There is none of this, I want you to secretly fail.
Yeah.
No, if you're not successful, I'm not successful.
Absolutely.
And I am a big one. I have made this comment in a meeting. When I put on this shirt, that, by the way, right here on the arm, it says Celebrity Home Loans.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Yes.
I am a very over-the-top person. Like, I know that. I know I'm extra.
Yeah.
My kids get, honestly, I mean, Hot Mess Express right here. So, I take that very personally, and I embody that, and even when I was at Lantone, when you think of Celebrity Home Loans, I want you to think of Autumn Hall.
Yeah.
And so if there is somebody else out there wearing my logo on their shirt, I expect you to be associated with me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are not successful, then that does not look good on me.
Right.
And I take that very personal.
Yeah.
So I want you successful. I want you doing well. Because if you're doing well, we're all doing well.
Absolutely.
And if you are struggling to feed your family, you're not going to perform, and I need to take care of the root issue before I take care of the production issue.
Yeah.
Like, that is so important. And even our company is very big on that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that too.
You have to be a team.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I do that with my daughters.
Yeah.
I mean, when one of them excels or something, when gets something big, okay, then it's a win for all of us.
Right.
When one wins, we all win.
I saw something the other day. It said, don't be upset to light somebody else's candle, because all you're going to do is create more light.
Radio's Dream Team. Rick Burgess, Bill Bubba Bussey, Calvin Speedy Wilbur, The Real Rick Burgess, Helmsy, and Eddie Van Adler.
6 minutes past the hour. Team's all here. You can reach us. 866 We Be Big. We want to spend some time with you again this hour, and looking forward to it. So, Bubba, a couple things that we can talk about. So we've got a few updates. I know the kickoff hour talked about that Matthew Stafford. That we had the big celebration in Los Angeles for the Rams. They did not let LeBron James horn in on it like he tried to, but they said that misled. Pretty much football team celebration here, and there people are getting on Matthew Stafford for not acting like Speedy. And
no, he was acting like Greg. I
thought
clearly
for not acting like.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying, but he was acting like Greg because he turned around.
So a lady falls at the celebration,
Oh, yeah.
and he doesn't move to help her as quick as what people thought. His wife actually stepped over to help the lady, right?
Well, in all fairness, the video cuts off. He might have decided, okay, let me. I'm sure it's pretty shocking to him when here it is. When he first sees this, the woman that falls. Okay, she's.
This is Greg and Lisa here.
Wow.
Look,
It's like she
watch
felt-
it. He checked out.
Yeah, he made.
He even makes some face like, what?
Yeah, and
It's like she went through a trap door.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
How far did she fall?
His wife goes.
That's on up there.
There's a lot of discussion. I heard the guy saying that,
He did kind of turn
Well,
and not
yeah,
get
it's uncomfortable.
that's how far that she fell.
That's, I think he pushed.
The story says 6 feet, but it looks like it's a little taller.
It
But
looks like
how-
a bit of 8.
Yeah. Where was she standing? Because you see
She was
on the
had her
edge.
back towards the audience.
Yeah.
Then
Oh, but
walked
she was on the
backwards.
ledge.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
walked backwards.
Oh,
That's
wow.
Stafford's wife right there.
Right,
So
looking
she
over.
She was basically standing
To
right
see
there.
if she's okay.
Took a step back.
Right.
But Stafford, he did just do an about face, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I mean,
He
I,
says, "Oh my gosh," and then,
right, and then
honey, handle it.
then yeah,
He
he's,
didn't say that, but
Well,
well,
is she
Mindset.
okay?
yeah,
we don't know.
It doesn't
There's
say. No update.
that's
No. And Adler thinks this is Castro's daughter.
Well, rumor has it.
Wow.
So
if I had to guess.
yeah, so Stafford's wife goes over to try to help, and can I tell you? And are people getting on to him now?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you didn't
yeah.
do
Social
enough,
media,
or-
of course, reacted, going, "Hey, wow,
Well, I
you
mean,
could have at least acted like you cared."
Yeah.
He
he didn't want to-
nobody said you had to jump down, but at least go over and look. Hey, you okay?
Well, did the crowd catch her, or did she just hit the ground
There's
and
no
fall
update.
back? Or
It doesn't look like there was anybody right underneath her, but who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody on the front row is walking towards her, just check on her. But
This lady right here, it looks like this lady right here, like walks away and says, "Hey, we need somebody." Look, like this lady
Oh,
right
yeah.
here. Hey, she's yelling, "Hey, we need some people
that's a
over
good
here."
catch. Yeah, she is waving.
It looks like she kind of walks away and then circles back around to the woman who's kind of in that area.
If you look, Stafford went backstage and was coming around.
Hey, I tried to follow him once they changed his camera angle, but he kind of just walks that direction.
Right.
He
away
let
from
his
the
wife
edge.
handle it.
well, yeah, his wife's on it. I mean, it's not like he didn't send help.
Yeah.
Well, you're going back to this when you look at it. One thing I could think about is see if the Bengals had won the Super Bowl and somebody fell off, they would have actually landed on people.
you're right.
That's a great point.
Yeah, because there'd been so many more people there.
Yeah, the crowd was a little.
Well, I mean, Bubba, the Rams do not
Let's
have
say
a lot
They
of
were a
fans.
lot better in this than they did their pep rally.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This is not a. This is.
Let's
need
see
a
the
few-
wide shot of the crowd.
Yeah, and I don't know at what point is it wrapped up and everything's over.
There's a
Matthew
few
could have
people-
gave a little
There's
more.
a few people there, but
Greg, it's taking you 4 hours.
I've
to
seen-
come to that
I've seen more people in line for
He
a
could
ride
give
at
just a little
Disneyland. You know,
By the way, I heard from a few emails St. Louis fans, and I'm wondering where they are on this.
Right.
They
He
hate,
went over.
they hate the Rams.
they
They're against the Rams. They don't look at this as a victory for them.
well, you know,
absolutely
in all fairness,
Right.
and no offense to the St. Louis folks, they were LA's team first. I mean, you got to
True.
rent them for a little while,
sure.
but they
St.
went back
Louis
home.
used to have the Cardinals.
Right. How do you feel about them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like them either.
It seems like everybody's getting out of St. Louis. I mean, are they
You
not
shouldn't like
supporting
them.
the team or what?
No, they have a lot of support. It's all about these TV markets, you know that.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But the thing is,
And new stadiums,
But-
and
but-
who's going to pay
yeah.
for
But
it?
if you're talking about the current state of Los Angeles, it's not a huge football city. I mean, they
So we strategically
You-
put two teams.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
give them two teams.
you don't have a fan base there like the Bears have, like the Packers have, like Cincinnati has,
like the
like the Browns have. I mean, they don't. There's not that we die for the Rams, and our tickets are forever being handed down through generations of our
Right.
family.
Right.
You just don't really have that kind of feel. And they got a good football team now.
Well, you keep moving around, it's hard to develop those
Right,
kind of
yeah,
roots,
yeah,
right?
sure. But anyway,
I mean,
so
imagine being a Raiders fan. You've had to move all over the western states. Oakland down to LA, back to Oakland, over to Las Vegas. I mean,
hey, wait a minute. Helms, I can't believe you ever brought this to me. Aren't you a huge fan of Not Kenny